Hello, and welcome to the Let's Build a Foundation section of the Cloud Practitioners course. To make sure that you are following along with us here in the Practitioners Brief, under Section, make sure you have selected Let's Build a Foundation, and under Topic, make sure that you have selected Section Introduction. So this section is designed to provide an absolute beginner with the fundamental knowledge needed before learning specific AWS services and features. The goal here is to build a foundation so that the more complex topics discussed later in this course can be easily learned and understood. So we're going to spend the next several lessons going through all of these various topics before we actually dive in and log into AWS over here. I really want to make sure that you have a good foundation of terms and concepts relevant to the cloud and AWS before we actually dive in and start to look at some of the more important AWS features and services. So in this section, we're going to follow this list here, and we're going to start with how a website works. And this is going to be a topic where we discuss at a very high, simplified level an explanation of how a website works. This will serve as a reference point for much of the AWS topics, services, and features explored throughout this course. Then we will move in and discuss what is the cloud in AWS. And here we will learn the basics of what the cloud is and AWS's position and role in the cloud computing industry. We'll then move on to Intro to Cloud Terminology, and here we're going to discover and learn the four most important terms in cloud computing, or at least the four most fundamental basic terms in cloud computing. After that, we're going to move on to the primary benefits of AWS. And here we're going to learn and understand why the cloud in AWS has become so popular. Why are so many people migrating to the cloud in AWS? And what are the benefits that is driving people to use these services? Then we're going to discuss AWS Global Infrastructure. And this is where we're going to take a very high level view and explore how AWS physical hardware and networking infrastructure is set up all around the world. We'll then conclude with a conclusion and summary, which will be a brief recap of the terms and concepts learned in this section. All right, great. Now that we have a good understanding of what we're going to learn in this section, including all of the topics we're going to discuss, let's move on. So for now, we will complete this lesson. Thank you for watching. You may now move on.